Hi everyone, in this video I'll go through the course schedule, the course syllabus, and your week 1 responsibilities. So in the Start Here section of Brightspace, just scroll down a bit and you'll see our course syllabus. It is posted in 2 different formats, PDF and Microsoft Word, whichever is easiest for you. The first thing I want to draw your attention to is my office hours and email address. One thing I want to point out about email inside of Brightspace, if you'll notice in Brightspace, there's this envelope here where you can send an email, and I believe I've included instructions on how to do that right at the top. One drawback to that is if an email is sent to you from within Brightspace, you or me, if you send it inside of Brightspace, that email just sits inside of Brightspace. So when we hit reply, it doesn't get routed to the T-Wolves account. It just sits inside of Brightspace until you log back in and go look at your emails there. So the best way to do that is to just use my original email address. The textbook. So the one thing I want to point out about your book, it is called Technology for Success. It is included in the price of your tuition, therefore you have access to it right away. It is an ebook, so you will need to create a user ID and password, and I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. The platform is called MindTap. MindTap includes an e-reader and includes some other features such as flashcards. It just makes it easy to read your book, use your book, and it has a bunch of tools associated with it that hopefully you will find helpful. The software we're using will be working with Microsoft Office. We will be covering Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Access. So it is offered free through NCCC, and when we get to that point, I will point out how you can download it. But if you want to get a preview, it is in Brightspace within course information. I've got all that information there. Okay, so this course is an overview of computing technology in many different ways. So we cover things such as hardware, application software, the operating systems, the internet, networking, etc. So we will do a little bit of work in developing web pages, which I hope you'll find interesting and fun. It's easy to do, and it'll just give you some insight into how that work is done. Your grade. So your grade is made up of 4 parts. The first are quizzes, and usually a couple of chapters per quiz, but you'll know if you take a look at your course schedule. Your MindTap assignments, your projects, your Excel assignments, Access assignments, any of that makes up another 40%. And then discussions, 10%. So discussions, I'll give you a topic to either read an article about or watch a video and then comment on that inside of Brightspace. And then finally the final quiz, and that's a cumulative quiz. Okay, the next section here, I would ask that you take the time to read through the entire syllabus. There's some very good information in here. For tech support, here's some contact information on how to get technical support. Another useful tool, so you saw that up here under Help and Resources, but also on your home page down at the bottom, right here, and NCCC Campus Resources and Help, there's some additional information. The tutoring, the Academic Center for Excellence, they can help with any topics in this course. And again, I know I mentioned this in the first video, but from Brightspace, you can go to My NCCC and find the link to their schedule there. Let's go over to the course schedule. There's a couple things I wanted to highlight for you. So due dates are identified here. What I want to comment about the due date is everything is due at the end of day meaning 11:59 p.m. So assignments close at 11:59 p.m. Discussion posts are typically due on Thursdays. That's the initial post, and your response is due to 1 or more students on the following Monday. Practice quizzes are found at the end of each chapter, and those are typically due on Mondays. And quizzes, I usually combine a couple of chapters per quiz, as I mentioned earlier. Those are due and will be made available to you for 2 days, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, for that full time. take a look, and if I need to change anything at all about the schedule, I will communicate that very clearly. I'll send out announcements, emails, and update this schedule. Let's go back to start here. I'd like to talk a little bit about setting up access to your book. Just scroll down a bit here until you get to this section here, setting up access to your book. As I said, the cost was included in your tuition, so what you should do is click on this link here. It'll take you to the actual open the book. When you click here, you'll be asked to create a user ID and password. So do give that a try and be sure that you can get in. If you have any issues with it, please let me know. But I do have instructions here under the setting up access to your book. Click here for instructions on how to set up your book. So hopefully that will help. There are 2 additional resources. There's optional reading and optional video that show you the MindTap features. So as I said, MindTap has flashcards. It allows you to highlight text, to create notes, etc. So if you just, I think the video is probably the most helpful, but get in there and take a look at what it looks like. Discussion 0, as I mentioned before, you just need to watch a video and answer these questions here, so please take the time to read through this. We talked about the Brightspace notification settings, and then lastly, Microsoft Office. So if you want to go ahead and install it now, you can use it for other coursework, etc. But you can also hold off until we begin our module on Microsoft Excel. Okay, so that should do it. If you have any questions at all, please let me know.